Hello, good evening, everyone, and happy Sunday. If you're a Christian, I hope you went to church today. If you're not a Christian, happy new week, because we're already in a new week. So, on Thursday this week, Nnamdi Kanu will be going to Court of Appeal that is for his bail application that Bentanyako previously denied. So, the case was appealed at the higher court, and remember that last week the hearing was scheduled, but unfortunately, the judge now adjourned it to 17th day of October 2024. That is this week, Thursday. So all eyes are on the appeal court because nobody knows what is going to come forth from all this play or movie that the federal government are acting with Nnamdi Kanu. They have acted season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. I don't know whether they are still going to add season 5 on Thursday, but that is the same court that discharged Nnamdi Kanu, acquitted, and asked him to go, that no court in Nigeria have the jurisdiction to try him. So he is still returning to the same court. Let's see what is going to happen. Now, I was talking to someone today, and he was just trying to tell me that Nnamdi Kanu should allow them to try him, that maybe they can say he's supposed to go to 3 years imprisonment, but he has stayed more than that in the detention. He can go home. I was asking him, if in your own sincere mind, maybe someone just asked you a question like, what did Nnamdi Kanu do? Simple question, just one. Just give us a statement. What did he do? Will you find anything to say? Absolutely no. He said, oh, honestly, I don't really know if the man did anything. No. All I know is that, they are trying him. I say, you see the problem we have in Nigeria? A lot of people don't know. If they ask you, what did Nnamdi Kanu do? Well, people don't know. What did he do? In all this incarceration, what did he do? Anyway, there is something that Mayego General said in his previous broadcast about this issue of illegal incarceration or detention of Nnamdi Kanu. I think it's very important you listen to him. Take a listen.
Of execution, because they've lost all the lies, all of the media trial, all the propaganda, everything fell flat because they did not actually even have any chance of proving anything in court. Till tomorrow, they have nothing to prove in court that Nnamdi Kanu actually committed any crime. But majority of all these things, a lot of you hated him. Majority of what you have all come from the propaganda you have been fed on social media. And maybe your hatred for the Igbos, by the way. There are Igbos who also hated Nnamdi Kanu simply because they couldn't believe that somebody like Nnamdi Kanu would control such massive following. They were jealous of him, right? And because of that, they wanted him killed. They support Nigeria. They believe that, in fact, they were actually saying, people who are following Nnamdi Kanu are illiterates, only for them to realize that they are the illiterates, the arrogant idiots, self-hating Igbos, who just wanted a man that they couldn't believe that both educated, uneducated, well-exposed, well-traveled businessmen, rich and also rich Igbos, actually listened to him. They couldn't believe it. As these people don't listen to their criminal politicians, they do not respect them per se. But that Nnamdi Kanu and his microphone, that Nnamdi Kanu and his social media platform is able to control the millions of people that respect him so much. They hated him for it. They wanted Nigeria to kill him, but they couldn't kill him. They couldn't jail him. They couldn't prove anything in their courts. In their desperation, they violated international laws. They kidnapped him from Kenya. And their court told them that's so wrong. If you really want to try him, you have to follow the process of extradition. You need to return Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya, and you have to pay him 1.5 billion naira in damages. Return him to Kenya. Then you can now go back to Kenya, okay, and begin the process of whatever accusation you have against him, you have to present it to the Kenya courts, okay, and apply for extradition. That is when you can bring him to Nigeria and then try him on the treason or whatever terrorism nonsense you want to charge him for. Not just use social media and begin to tell people on social media, IPOB is dangerous, IPOB is terrorist, IPOB, when we all know that the real terrorist here is the Nigerian government. They are wanted to that has criminalized self-determination. So self-determination is not a crime anywhere in the world. If I say, okay, yeah, I am supporting Yoruba nation, let us break up. It is my right. That doesn't mean that I am committing any crime. What happened then is that if I have enough following, I can push for a referendum enough that you just have to give in. That's democracy. You don't criminalize it. So they did all of that on social media. When they now kidnapped him to Nigeria, they couldn't present any evidence that Nnamdi Kanu meant any harm or Nnamdi Kanu planned any terrorism in Nigeria. They couldn't present anything. They just wanted the court to kind of lock him up illegally. So Malamu went back to court. He went to court to say he will go to the Supreme Court. And if they release Nnamdi Kanu, it's going to bring shame to the government of Bukwari. And it is going to bring so and so to Nigeria. An embarrassment. You have already caused an embarrassment. You locked an innocent man up on trumped-up charges that you can't prove anything. You continue to feed your citizens with lies, propaganda. When that won't work, you resorted into recruiting terrorists in eastern Nigeria. Abi, you call them unknown gunmen, so that you can have something to justify why you are keeping Nnamdi Kanu. But even at that, you still can't stand in your own court, right, to present any evidence. No, you can't. So they went to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court then said, what happened is that the the Bintan Yako court shouldn't have revoked his bail when it was obvious that while on bail, Nigerian army, they went to his house to kill him. He ran for his life. He would have been dead by now if he stayed back to let them kill him. They killed over 28 people in front of his house. All of these are just provocation by the Nigerian army. So that is not enough for the Muritala Yako to revoke his bail. That bail should be reinstated. The Supreme Court that should have upheld the appeal, Abi, decided that they should go and do the retrial. They now send him back to Onyako. The Onyako, Muritala, this Binta Onyako, this mad woman here on the left, who justified keeping an innocent man in jail, right? Revoked his bail. They now sent Nnamdi Kanu back to her to go and retry. And Nnamdi Kanu said, no, I do not have any case in front of you. You can't try me. The Supreme Court says the reason why I should be here is probably since Supreme Court is so lily-livered, right? To kind of like approve what the appeal court already ruled on in 2022. So here I am, you, Mrs. Inyako, you have to reinstate my bail and let me go. Or I am not going to defend anything in front of your court anymore. I do not have any case here. And she said, if you don't put up your defense now, if you don't put up your defense, I am going to rule, Yoshi, rule. Because Nigeria is a lawless place. So that Soho, this madman on the right, is now the one who says, Nyako cannot leave the case. He must continue as the judge in this trial. And Nnamdi Kanu says, there's no trial. Can't you guys see it? There's no trial. There shouldn't be any trial. I do not have any case in front of you guys. But it is Nigeria. I told you that they are not keeping him because of they are keeping him all because they want to keep him as it's like keeping a trophy. You get that now? Yes, we got him. Yes, we kidnapped him. We committed the international crime just because we wanted to have this guy. So inside your own court, right? He defeated you inside your own court. He's the most dreaded person to them. So every time they take him to court, they said it cost them 500 million naira every day. Every time you see Nnamdi Kanu in court, it costs Nigeria 500 million naira. Let him go. Pay him his 1.5 billion, put him on the next available private jet, and fly him straight to Kenya. And all this madness can end. But they won't do that. So that man on the right, who is the judge, I they call him the chief judge of the High Court, has insisted that Nnamdi Kanu should continue the case in front of Nyako. And so the injustice continues, unfortunately.